last time looked at how we can add these accounts to this how we can add these icons, to our desktop. So these are essential icons. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So these are essential icons that we shall be using as individuals through the lifetime of our computer, for the time we shall be with our computer. So today we are going to be looking at creating user accounts and giving them the right permissions. So these computers, in computer have what we call administrative user and the standard user. Administrative user, he can install programs and do major changes to the computer, while a standard user simply uses the computer, doesn't make any major changes to the computer. He can add his work, but he can't, for example, install software and make any changes without the administrative user knowing. So that's what you're going to look at today. That is for security reasons. Then you're going to look at the proper of shutting down our computer. When we are starting our computer, we use the power button to power it on. But when we are shutting it down, we don't use the power button to shut it down. Then we're going to be looking at time settings. So your time is very important in a real world application. Actually, in the server side, when you have your server's time wrong, so it is more likely that it is likely that some services will not work that depend on time. So also on our side with the clients, if the time is wrong, we are likely to have some little bit delay from the server side, from the way we communicate with the server, because the time is wrong. Then lastly, we are going to look at basic security settings. So let us start by creating a user. So to create a user, just open the control panel, user accounts again, then manage another user and add new user to this PC. So if you connect to the internet, after again you select add someone else to this PC. So if you're connected to the internet, during this pop-up here, Microsoft will ask you to enter a Microsoft account. But if you're not online and you're working offline like we're doing, you don't need to worry about this. Just wait for it to load. Then you create the user. For example, I'm going to call it guest next. Maybe per now you don't need to put the password. Guest is already inside. Okay. Maybe I'll name it my name, Bright. So now the account has been created. So in order to use this account, just have to come back here, this, and switch to Bright. But currently in a tutorial, we're not going to switch to Bright because it's going to take some time to set up everything Bright is going to be using. So that's how we create a user account. Maybe if after some time we need to put a password on that user called Bright, you'll come back to the control panel, then go to the user, still users, then manage another user, then click Bright, then create password. Put the password, and after I click create password, there Bright will have a password. Next time we are going to sign in using the user account Bright, will be requested a password. Then if you come back to the user account again, let's go back here, manage this is where I need to be. Manage another user account, then Bright. See, there's a change account type. For example, now Bright is a local user account. So when you create user accounts that you don't have, that you don't need, that you personally don't need to give them privileges that can change major things on the computer, you save them as, you leave the account as a standard account. But if you want that account to make changes like add software to your computer, like basically have complete control of the computer, you make them an administrator account. So this is where we separate the privileges from. An administrator account can do everything he needs on the computer. A standard user, there are some things he cannot do. So that's where the security comes in. So always separate your account, you the owner of the computer, and from an account from other people who normally use your computer for security reasons, because maybe this user may come and install some software which is dangerous for you and you are completely not aware and your system gets corrupt. So that's how we add user accounts and setting password and everything. And having looked at that, we are going to look at time setting. Time is essential when it comes to real time applications. For example, this text messaging we use, some of the time you send message on your phone, maybe through WhatsApp. Sometimes they go quickly, sometimes they go slowly. Sometimes maybe due to slow internet, but the other time it may be due to time. Your time is not in sync with the time with the server, or maybe your internet service provider's time, the one you're using to access the internet, maybe it has deferred a little bit. So in order to have proper time setting, open the control panel, clock and region. Most of the time, it is the time zone which is the problem here. When you're installing a computer, it normally comes in the server's default. When after installing the server operating system, the time is normally time zone of -7. So also here, when after installing, the time zone may be in like minus also 7. So just have come to change time zone and change to your proper time zone you are in. We are in different time zone. You can always check your respective time zone. But after installing the server, the operating system, we are in the default of -7. -7, I think this one US Canada. So you just need to look for your respective time zone. Now, for example, for us here, we are in Nairobi. We are using Nairobi's satellite. That is Kenya's satellite to update our time. Say okay, and the time will automatically update. So if your time does not update after changing the time zone, so you have internet time. This is when you are connected to the internet. You come here, internet time, change settings, and you click update now. So if you are on the internet, it will automatically update here. It will automatically update this time to the correct time. So having looked at that, so we are going to look at now security. When the computer is telling you something is wrong, that you should pay attention to. So you have this gentleman here. He's normally inside here. See this arrow? When you click on this arrow, you'll find him here. It is always good if you put this gentleman outside here. He's called Windows Defender. Right now he's green, but you may find him yellow. Yellow maybe telling maybe you don't have, you have some kind of yellow. Sometimes maybe this one up control is off. Do you need it on? If you need it, you put it on. Also maybe this also maybe having a little issue which is not key. Then the one with issue is this one. If you see an X here, automatically if this one has an X here, it will automatically come here. Even if you don't open the Windows Defender, as long as it's here, you'll be seeing that there's an issue with my computer. If it is yellow, you just need to open, come and check here. But yellow basically sometimes it is always this up and browser control, then and setting up OneDrive. So always make sure that this gentleman, you always have a look at him in case it changes to red with an X. That's a red flag. You should check out what it is saying. Maybe you're being attacked by a malware that is running on your system earlier. So in case you cannot solve the issue, you have to see the technician before it gets too late. Then the other thing is how to shut down this machine. This machine, if you shut down it not the right way for a long time, the system will crash because you are corrupting the files on the hard disk which are running this computer. It is always good to utilize that. Click the power button, this is our power button, and then click shut down. The story behind why you have to switch it like this is a long story, but it's a long story and it is technical. So always, for the health of your PC and lowering your maintenance costs, always switch off the computer by utilizing the start button. You can click this one here, or we have an identify icon on that button on the keyboard. Service one on the keyboard. Then you click power. Then you shut down the computer. So basically, that's how we shut down the computer. We don't shut it down from the power button, as that will crash our hard disk and corrupt some files on it, which are essential to the computer running. And when you shut it down this way, it will go through the right steps. To ask if, for example, if you had some Mac open, you need to save it. But if you just press it on the just press the button, you just like forcing it. When you use the power button, when the computer has frozen, there is no choice of using the right procedure. That's there you're free to use the power button. But if the computer is working very fine, always use the power button, the power options here on the Windows, not the power button. Basically, that's how we shut down and do the basic things I've talked about today. So next time, we're going to be looking at computer applications. If you haven't subscribed, remember to subscribe and share videos. Thank you for viewing.